In this first module of Introduction to JavaScript, we're going to look at setting up a code notebook. This involves installing some software, Visual Studio Code and Node.js. Both of these software packages can be obtained online and are for free. So we'll start by installing Visual Studio Code and then Node.js. Then we'll go into Visual Studio Code and activate a couple of notebook extensions. The best way to get Visual Studio Code is just to navigate to code.visualstudio.com. This is a product provided by Microsoft, but it's used by many developers, and it's free to use. It comes with many extensions. So just choose the format that matches your computer and then download it, and you will be able to install it very easily. Once you've got that installed, you can go and install Node.js. This is a JavaScript runtime that's based on the Chrome JavaScript engine, and you can either install it if you're using a Mac using Homebrew. It's as easy as just typing in brew install node. Otherwise, you can go out to nodejs.org and go to their download page and download the one that fits your particular computer installation. Again, very easy to install. You can either bring down an executable or a zip file, and it will make it easy to get going. Once you've got those installed, then you want to go over and open up Visual Studio Code and install the extensions for Jupyter and Node.js notebooks. Jupyter is a notebook used by a lot of Python programmers who are data scientists, and allows them to work with data and visualizations. But it comes with a few nice little interactive helpers, like being able to run all your code or clear out all your code at once. So we bring that in, and then we bring in Node.js Notebooks REPL. And REPL just means that it creates kind of a command line interface that lets you run JavaScript commands one at a time, or in short sequences. So we want to just go in, you just navigate over to the left, click on the blocks, search for Jupyter, click on install, and then search for Node.js REPL, and go to Node.js Notebooks REPL and click on install. And then you'll be all set. Once you do that, we're going to be working with Markdown and code. So a notebook is composed of Markdown and code, and Markdown is a lot like HTML, only a little simpler. So in this picture you can see that for headings, if you've used HTML, you have to do H1 and then a close H1 tag. With Markdown, you just do a single pound sign to get a heading 1, 2 pound signs for heading 2. So there's a lot of things that can simplify it. But you can use HTML in your Markdown. So we use the Markdown to describe what we're going to be doing, and then we use the code cell to actually run the code. Let's take a quick look at how that works. So I've got this demo folder. I'm going to create a new file. And one thing I have to do is have my file end with NNB, and that stands for Node Notebook. Once I get that, you can see this is a little bit different file. I can enter code, markdown, and run. These are some things that I get from Jupyter. And then I have to pick my kernel, and the kernel just means the executable engine, so I've chosen Node.js. And you will be able to see that over in the right here and pick the one that you need, which it should find your Node.js. So we start by doing some Markdown, and I'll make a header here for Hello World. So in most programming languages, we always like to start with Hello World. So I'm just going to say log Hello World, and that completes our Markdown. And then the next thing we want to do is add the code. So to log in JavaScript, it's as easy as saying console.log, and then we can say hello world. And with that, we just click on this arrow to run it. It runs it, and we get our output. And that is a JavaScript code notebook.